Mahamati, let the Bodhisattva Mahasattva have a thorough understanding as to the nature of the twofold anatman. Mahamati, what is this twofold selflessness? It is the selflessness of persons and the selflessness of things. What is meant by the selflessness of persons? It means that in the collection of the skandhas, dhatus, and ayatanas, there is no substantial, inherently real self, nor anything belonging to it. The vijnana, consciousness, the fifth of the skandhas, is originated by ignorance, deed, and desire, and keeps up to its function by grasping objects by means of the sense organ, such as the eye, ear, nose, tongue, etc., and by clinging to them as real. While a world of objects and bodies is manifested owing to the discrimination that takes place in the world, which is of mind itself, that is, in the alaya vijnana. By reason of the habit energy stored up by false imagination since beginningless time, this world, Vishaya, is subject to change and destruction from moment to moment. It is like a river, a seed, a lamp, wind, a cloud, while the vijnana itself, consciousness, is like a monkey who is always restless, like a fly who is ever in search of unclean things and defiled places, like a fire which is never satisfied. Again, it is like a water-drawing wheel or a machine. The vijnana, the dualistic discrimination, goes on rolling the wheel of transmigration, carrying varieties of bodies and forms, resuscitating the dead like the demon Vetala, causing wooden figures to move about as a magician moves them. Mahamati, a thorough understanding concerning these phenomena, is called comprehending the selflessness of persons, Pudgala. Now, Mahamati, what is meant by the egolessness of things? It is to realize that the skandhas, dhatus, and ayatanas are characterized with the nature of false discrimination, dualistic discrimination, misunderstanding. Mahamati, since the skandhas, dhatus, and ayatanas are destitute of an inherently real substance, being no more than an aggregation of the skandhas, and subject to the conditions of mutual origination, pratitya samutpada, which are causally bound up with the string of desire and deed. And since thus there is no creating agent in them, Mahamati, the skandhas are even destitute of the marks of individuality and generality, and the ignorant, owing to the erroneous discrimination, imagine here the multiplicity of phenomena. The wise, however, do not. Recognizing, Mahamati, that all things are devoid of the chitta, manas, manovinyana. Chitta is synonymous with alaya vijnana, manas vijnana is next, and manovinyana is intellect. The 5 dharmas and the 3 svabhavas, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva will well understand what is meant by the egolessness of things, or dharmas. Again, Mahamati, when the Bodhisattva has a good understanding as regards the egolessness of things, before long she will attain the first stage of bodhisattvahood, pramudita, great joy. When she gets a definite cognition of the imageless, when a definite acquisition is obtained regarding the aspect of the stages of bodhisattvahood, the bodhisattva will experience great joy, and gradually and successively going up the scale, will reach the 9th stage, where her insight is perfected, and finally, the 10th stage, known as the Great Dharma Mega, the Great Dharma Cloud, where everything is Dharma. Establishing herself here, she will be seated in the Great Jewel Palace known as Great Lotus Throne, which is in the shape of a lotus and is adorned with various sorts of jewels and pearls. She will then acquire and complete a world of Maya nature, surrounded by bodhisattvas of the same character and anointed like the child of the Chakravarti by the hands of the Buddhas coming from all the Buddha lands. She will go beyond the last stage of bodhisattvahood, attain the noble truth of self-realization, and become a Tathagata, endowed with the perfect freedom of the Dharmakaya, because of her insight into the selflessness of things, dharmas. This Mahamati is what is meant by the egolessness of dharmas, things. And in this, you and other Bodhisattva Mahasattvas should well exercise yourself. It's interesting here because the Bodhisattva, after reaching the 9th stage, establishes herself there and sits in the Great Jewel Palace, and then a world of Maya nature is born. This is the Buddha's Buddha realm. A new Buddha-verse arises by the perfection of the Bodhisattva path.